All right. Whew. My wife took over this. Thank you so much for waiting. I'm sorry for restarting everything. So this is the Sashiko live streaming. My name is Atsushi. I do Sashiko for my life. It's my kind of life work, my fate. I enjoy stitching and I make some Sashiko art. This is my first time live streaming on Wednesday at 9 p.m. ish, 9:30 ish. I used to do it in not in I used to do that at 2 p.m. during the daytime in Eastern time zone because of my daughter. Like that, my daughter wanted to sleep with me every night, so it was really difficult to do the live streaming at night. But recently, she kind of started changing her preferences, so I can't do that right now. I hope it's on. Yep, it's on. Anyway, so sorry about that. So today I will make some stitching, sample stitching with the newest thread I got. It's Pastel Color Sashiko Thread. They're beautiful. It's not natural dye. It's chemical, like synthetic dye. But those colors are really unique and they're pretty good Sashiko thread. So I started handling those thread on my website. So I would like to make some samples on the indigo dye fabric. So I'll make some stitching. In this live streaming, I'd rather not to talk about how to do Sashiko because I do have those tutorials videos already on my channel. So please look at those videos first and then ask a question. I would like to talk about why I do Sashiko, Sashiko's history, stories about Sashiko's why, like pretty much why Sashiko. This is my first time to use this camera, so if you have any problems watching it, and I have to speak a little bit softly because my daughter is sleeping really close. So any questions, any comments about this live streaming is very much appreciated. The questions or comments about how to do Sashiko, like a tutorial related things, I may kind of not do that because that's gonna kind of ruin my stitching. So today's goal is to make some sample stitching with these pastel colors. All right, thank you so much for waiting. Why is my hand so sticky? I don't know when is the good time, best time for the live streaming, but I think I really probably not care about that. I probably do whenever I can, and I cannot do it after 4 p.m. until 9 p.m. in Eastern time, like US time, because of my family. Family comes first. So I think this is okay time to do live streaming. As much as I like to do every night, and I do actually do Sashiko every night, but I want to make live streaming a little more fun place to share my Sashiko stitching. So my goal is to kind of provide this live streaming where you can watch and do some Sashiko on your side. I don't want this to be like some videos that you have to focus on watching it. I just want to keep it running so you can do Sashiko project on your side, or it doesn't have to be Sashiko, it can be anything. And you can comment about your own project. We can share some feedbacks, inspirations, like that. Is my stitching in the video? Yep, it is. Okay. It's really beautiful color. Oops, excuse me. Sorry, I'm gonna just switch the language a little bit because of the comments in Japanese. 別に、もうそうね、YouTube だと英語メインにしようかなと思ってますね。The question was, I always have the Japanese live, not always, I have regularly Japanese live streaming on Instagram on Tuesday and Thursday morning Eastern time. But it's really purely in Japanese. So I'd rather have this one in the English. The question was like, is it English only? And my question is sort of. I can. It's not like I'm not gonna speak Japanese at all, but it's more like mainly English. But you know, the comments in English would be very much appreciated to have the conversation. I'll switch to Japanese a little bit. そんなことないよ。一応英語メインにはしようと思ってるけど、あとね、コメントを全部英語にしようかなと思ってる。コメントしてもらう、日本語でコメントが来たらそれを全部英訳して紹介しようかなと思ってる。なので、英語の勉強にはなるかもね。英語メインにしようかな。でも、こんな朝早く見てくれてありがとう。朝早くねえな。Yeah, probably it's easier to make it. One more thing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just speak in Japanese a little bit because I actually didn't advertise that I'm gonna switch the time from 2 p.m. to the 9 p.m. This is right now it's before noon in Japan, so it's probably a good time for some of the Japanese followers to watch this video. So I'll just make sure to mention that. いいよ、全然コメントしてもらってもいいぜ。あまりできるだけ答えるよ。あと、何もないよりはあった方がいいような気もするし。さっき子供ちゃんが大泣きしたのでちょっと上行ってました。ごめんね。時間はね、そう、今子供が一人で寝るようになった気がしてってのもおかしいな。なんか、寝てくれるので、今日から夜にしようかなと思ってやってます。ぜひぜひ。ぜひぜひ。見てってください。見てってください。いつもと一緒だからね。See, it's pretty good color, right? This is the light purple with the indigo dye fabric. When you have like a light purple or light yellow on the indigo fabric, it looks like white-ish, beige or even like green can be like a white color on the indigo fabric. Just a second. 切るよ。巻く時間がないので切るよ。The question was either I cut the thread or not. I kind of cut it now for this time. Alright, the next thing is that we will do this color. This color. Ah, sorry. Well, there was a question in Japanese. Do I cut it the thread? Yes, that's one of the way to keep the Sashiko thread in a good shape. I usually make a thread ball, which I introduced how to make. But this is another way to keep the thread in a good shape. I'm gonna just switch the language, I'm sorry, to Japanese. そう、切って両端をセロテープで留めるとそれなりにね、保管はできるんだ。ちょっと糸巻きを作る時間がなくて、これでいいかなと。しょうがないかなという感じで。I just realized this time frame is actually good for Japanese people too. It's 10 a.m. I mean 10:30 a.m. right now, so if I do it on Friday, that would be possible too. Yeah, there's I actually, that's another comment. Some people really prefer the thread ball like this. So do I. So do I. I really like that, but sometimes it is time consuming. It takes about 10 minutes or 15 minutes to make one thread ball. If I have 5 skein of thread, it means like almost 50 minutes. Like almost 1 hour, so that's a little bit of time to prepare, and I didn't have that time today, so I just decided to cut it and use it. Do you see it okay? Do you want to have it kind of closer? Yeah, it's kind of fancy camera I got, so it's movable. Yeah, that's much better, right? Oh, this camera is made by Japanese company Elmo. I am getting this equipment as a rental from the company to use it on my website. I'm not a website, workshop, Sashiko workshop. I can either buy this after the long term or, you know, it's really good camera. Sorry. If it's too close, I can make stitching. I might not talk if there's no comments or questions on the comments. Some people, some of the viewers, some of the listeners of this live streaming, or like followers of my subscriber, there we go, subscriber of my channel commented that being quiet is good. Like, I don't have to entertain the viewers by talking. That's a very good point, because you come here to watch my stitching, not listening to my talking. Of course, I'll talk about something like relating Sashiko or my life, but it doesn't mean that I have to be always talking. I'm not a radio personality, so I'll make sometimes stitch without talking much, but I think it's okay. You can leave the comment if you want to hear about the Sashiko story or why I do Sashiko. Some like conversation, some topics, some stories that I can talk while I make stitching. Not like tutorials, because I have to kind of stop and do it over again. Yep, that's how I don't like about this close camera, because I was probably out of frame. I'm sorry for that. Yep, that's too not good. I'll get used to this camera soon. Where did I put my needle? Needle. Just a second, I can't find my needle. It's not good. Sorry, I can't find my needle. Just a second. I found it. There's a comment in Japanese, so I will switch the language a little bit. The comment was about what am I making right now? The answer is that I am making the thread sample with the new Pastel Color Sashiko Thread I started selling online. そう。作ってるのがサンプラー的な、新しくね、コロンさんじゃない刺し子糸を仕入れてみたんですよ。で、アメリカの販売代理店になれないかなと思って、いろいろお話ができたので、それの今、これ草木染めじゃなくて化学染めなんですけど、パステル系の色で、いい感じの色かなと思いつつ。サンプラー的なっていうかサンプラーだよね。完全にサンプラーだよね。そう、グリグラさん。ちょっと硬いのかな。It's a little bit stiff comparing to the thread I'm usually selling. But it's not bad Sashiko thread at all. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not as... I wouldn't say it's as good as the Sashiko thread we mainly use. But for this kind of nice, like, interesting pastel colors, it's worth the difference, I think. I mean, I wouldn't really deal with the Sashiko thread I cannot use in daily basis. This is the quality that I can use for my project too. It's a bit stiff, I don't know the difference much, but there's a little bit of difference. Mm, 感想了解です。金曜日にがっつり話します。よいしょ。So today, when I finish the 5 color of sampler, I mean not a sampler, 5 colors of this pastel color stitching, I'll finish the live streaming, and I'll try to come back. I plan to come back every Wednesday at 2 p.m. ish. The live streaming itself is gonna be about like 1 hour or so, I guess. And per request, I will make a video, tutorial videos how to do Sashiko. I might refer you to some videos which I already made, and I'm working on a lot of videos to kind of make more Sashiko easier for you. But on the live streaming, I kind of keep saying that, but I prefer to talk about why the Sashiko, like what is my recommendation of thread, like tools, whatever it is, just not the tutorials, because tutorials requires me teaching, which means stopping whatever I'm doing right now and then shift it to the actual tutorials. I do not plan to do that because my main goal of this Sashiko stitching live streaming is to share what Sashiko is and enjoy Sashiko for myself too. So I hope you understand that. And again, there's a lot of tutorials, well, not a lot, but there are tutorials on my channel which explains how to use the thimble needle. I do have also the workshop in New York City and sometimes online, so you can consider that too. But I kind of provide everything you need to know in YouTube for free. The big difference between the workshop and the free video is that I will give you the feedback. I will take a look at you, whatever you're making, whatever you're doing with Sashiko needle thimble. In New York, actual workshop, I can give you the feedback right away. I'll probably reposition your hand. I can teach, I can be there. Online workshop, this is more like a trial. I'm kind of skeptical if I can give you the same experience as the other workshop, but mainly I will teach you how to do that over the internet, and I will make sure that you understand that throughout the camera on your side. It's like a video chat. That's my plan. Of course, the workshop in New York, if you could see me, that'd be the best way to learn Sashiko, but I understand not many people can make it to the New York. So this is the rose color. It's another beautiful color. I love this color actually a lot. It's so weird that I'm making Sashiko stitching at night. I usually sleep with my daughter and go to sleep with her, so I don't really wake up after she goes to sleep. It's simply I can't. And I wake up really early in the morning and do everything else, but it's really interesting. I hope this continues, that I can do Sashiko stitching at night. I'm more like a night person. At least I used to be a night person. So it's kind of nice. pretty beautiful, don't you think? It's kind of nice. It's not all straight, but for some reason this color is purple. It actually looks purple without the camera, but over the camera it looks like very blue. It's so weird. I don't know why. For example, this color looks pretty similar to what I look at it, like with my eyes. But for some reason, this color doesn't really reflect the camera well. I might be tired. But that's a thread in. Push. 4 more lines. Let's go. One of the kind of advice to be good at Sashiko is to not to be perfectionist. I understand sometimes when you want to make very even stitches, you want to redo everything if you make one uneven stitch. I understand that. I always feel like I should redo everything, but I want to focus on the big picture instead of one single stitch. It looks beautiful in a big picture even if you make one uneven stitch. I'd rather you to kind of keep going to make as many projects as you can, and then it will get better over time. It's better to have several projects than just kind of stick to the uneven stitch and get stuck there. Yeah. Well, I said that and I kind of redo everything, so well, it's really difficult to not to be unprofessional. I mean, it's really difficult to not to be perfectionist. Alright, one last stitch on this sample fabric. I still have some time. I was planning to do it for 1 hour, so I'll move to the free running stitch project that I'm doing right now. I'm making furoshiki, Japanese, like a wrapping cloth to wrap pretty much anything. And I would like to kind of try if I can make a beautiful pattern without even drawing it. No line draw, it's just I do sashiko for the matter of needle movement, and it's a pretty good way to meditate for me. So it's really nice to do that before I go to sleep, which I'm kind of sleepy. I hope you're enjoying this sound of thread. Oops. This is the exact example of you must do the smoothing the fabric. If you don't smooth the fabric, it gets like this, which you don't see too much like this. I don't want that to happen. Is it better if I did lighting? Make sure to smooth the fabric. Avoid like a pockly thing. Sashiko stitch can be very pockly, so you must do one of those to avoid that. Avoid this. Come on. Beautiful, don't you think? It's like a pastel color. It's chemically dyed. It's like it's synthetically dyed, but it looks pretty good, even on the indigo fabric. I mean, it's not as good as the natural dye. I shouldn't compare that, but it's really good. It's interesting and unique for this selection. So this is today's achievement. So this is the wrong side. This is today's achievement. It was not. It took some time to kind of get used to the rhythm today. It's not as straight as it should. As the color sample, it's not that bad, I think. Okay, let's do the dadan. This is something I'm working on right now, like a lot of stitching. Just keep stitching, stitching, and stitching and stitching. So I'll just keep doing that too. Again. Yep, I think I'm tired. I'm gonna just be off soon. It's 10 p.m. It's about time to go to sleep. Oh, I just if I can thread the needle, that means I probably should go to sleep. I will stop in probably 5 minutes or so. I'm getting so sleepy. The problem of this live streaming at night is probably that I'm gonna be pretty sleepy at the end. I hope the volume was loud enough. I cannot speak loudly because my family is sleeping. My brain is not working properly, so I can make a stitch when I'm sleeping. I mean, when I'm very, very sleepy, but I can't probably talk and make a good entertainment. So I apologize if it's boring just stitching, but it's really, really calming, even just to watch. It's interesting. It's weird. I mean, many people ask me like, why just stitching? And you will know when you do it. Like what for? Like why do you do hand stitching? Why don't you do machine? Is it that valuable? All the questions can be answered if you kind of enjoy the process, not the result. I mean, result is beautiful too. I want you to enjoy the result. But when we start enjoying the process, that's kind of a whole different story. I'm probably mumbling. I'm sorry. But I will try to come back every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time. I am sorry for those who were listening my previous workshop at 2 p.m. in Eastern Time, which is like at night European time. But I might come back those days, but I probably will switch to this time. It's much easier for me. I don't have to take time off from the other work. So it's probably just easier, simpler. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you will have a good night. In Japan, please. I'm not in Japan. I hope you have a good day today. I will come back next Wednesday at the same time around 9 p.m. or so in Eastern time. I will do Instagram live streaming on Friday morning in Eastern time, but that's gonna be in Japanese. So for the Sashiko tutorials, I have a lot of videos already in this channel. We do also have a website that is upcyclestitches.com. I will write it down right now. It has a lot of information on the website. I mean, not the website, the site. So please take a look at those places. I am looking forward to see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.